everybody, it's Nette from Glen and Nette's Cow Emporium. Coming to you here from southern Alberta, Canada. Hello. Don't mind Glen, he's just walking, running in the background. Beautiful sunrise this morning. I thought I would just share it with you. Glen and I are going to be cleaning some bins today. And so we're up nice and early. It is 6:30. And we gotta get the bins ready for harvest. So here, let's share this. You guys don't need to see me. How beautiful. What is that saying? Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. So it might be a tad windy today. I don't know. Forecast says maybe blowing 20 to 40 kilometers an hour. Anyhow, this is going to be the funnest part of my day. Wait, water's still really full. That's good. You guys ready? Keep your beaks and wings inside the ride at all times. Okay? Let's go. There we go. Awesome. Okay, we made our way back to the turkey kingdom. This isn't a very fancy way I lock the turkeys up. It's not critter proof, I know, but it just, I like to know that they got some shelter for the night. Hi. How are ya? How was your sleep? Come on out, flap those wings. There you go. Hi. How are ya? The turkeys really love to hang out near the chickens so that they can visit. And this one guy's really friendly. Sometimes I wonder if he's just a tad too friendly. Excited? Oh, you think that's a bug? Okay, there we go. You can't use the plastic ring. It has to seal it, silly. Oh, there we go. When I was younger, like when I were first together, don't peck my glove. Well, hey, wear gloves. I was petrified of birds. I couldn't do, I was paralyzed by them. Some of the first jobs I did with Glen was clip chicken wings. so they couldn't fly. It doesn't hurt them. It's just like fingernails. Hey, listen. If you're gonna play with me, I'm gonna play with you, silly. I'm gonna put this over here. It'll be in the shade for them. And yeah, I got a little bit of food to top up their food dish with, and then these guys are good for the day. And at nighttime, this wide space here, they're super easy to put in there. And I probably really don't need to do it. It just makes me feel better, knowing that they have a little shelter. There isn't anywhere for them to roost, but they seem to be pretty happy turkeys. So I'm gonna go with that. Alright guys, here's Best. Mucho's big helper, right there. We do the turkey sip. Oh, they like to follow me. I am definitely their person. And the bigger they get, the scarier it is when they follow me like that. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we use really fancy tools when we clean out bins. As you can see, we got a broom, a ladder, and some buckets. So here's one of our bins. How big is this bin?
About 3,200 bushels.
Boss says about 3,200 bushels. More fancy bin cleaning tools, a shovel, another broom, scrapers. Okay, so it's kind of dark in here. I'm gonna crawl in and hopefully the camera will adjust. Okay, so this is what the inside of the bin is like. It's got a wooden floor. This is some wheat in here that we've been feeding to our chickens. So we take the brooms and we sweep down all the walls. You can see they're corrugated. So we take the broom and sweep the walls down. And we're gonna scoop up this grain into the buckets that are out there, and that's for our chickens. So we'll take that over to the chickens and try to find somewhere to put it. With the amount of chickens that we have right now, they actually go through it pretty quickly. Yeah, you can see why you don't want to be in here when it's hot. That's why we're starting early, because it's like an oven in here. So I'm gonna crawl back out. Very echoey. All right. So here's the ladder that you would use to see through that peeky hole. Anyway, here's the slave driver. We're gonna get to work. Glen doubts my ninja skills. I got buckets of weed on the back of the quad. So I'm just driving him over to the chicken coop. Chickens are all running for cover. They're like, what is it, beast? It just showed up. Oh, girls, bunch of chickens. Okay. So I'm gonna take these buckets. Each one of these weighs about 40 pounds. So in here, inside the chicken coop area, this is kind of the staging area where we keep some feed. Well, the birds make a blinking mess in here. We clean it out a couple times a year. So I reuse these feed bags. I can dump one bucket in here and one bucket in here, and then top those guys off, and then I'm gonna have to leave a bucket in here. Or fill another feed bag, I guess. That's what I'm up to for a minute. This is bin number 2. This one's smaller than the last one we did by quite a bit. 2,800 bushels. What's a bushel? It's like a 5-gallon bucket, right? Ish.
It's probably about 2 of your black buckets.
Oh, 2 black buckets makes 1 bushel. So bin number 2 is cleaned. I can't see nothing out my glasses. This is why I was always hesitant to wear a mask. But certainly I am a lot more sweaty doing this job than I would be just like walking around in a store or something. This bin is quite lovely actually. Glen's grandpa bought this bin when he bought this quarter down here, which is called the Mirror Place. And it's got a cement floor in it. It's nice. It's really old. The furthest down east bin we have, there's the farm up there. This is where we're here. This is the Mirror Place. So all this stuff over to where those big trees are, that's a road. That's where we moved the heifers down to summer pasture if you watched that video. So that's where we are right now. And we're off to do another bin. So the first bin we cleaned out had weed in it. This is barley. So wheat, can be itchy, but man, you are working with barley and you're hot, your skin pores are wide open, and all the itchy things of the barley get into your skin, get into your pores, and it's just horrifying, I'll tell you. So these little bits here, let grass move out of the way. These little bits here, they break down really finely, really tiny, and they get into the pores on your skin, and you just feel like you've been invaded by tiny little monsters of itchiness. As we start working around these bins, we'll trample down all this grass. So if this was all flat, see how I can talk in here and it doesn't echo because it's got grain in it. That's handy. So if this was all flat, there might be 1.5 rings of barley in there. So that one's got a decent amount of barley in it from last year. Let's keep following Glen here. Sir, what's in here, Glen?
There's just a little bit of barley left in the bottom.
Less than the last one. This one still has its tins in, which means that there's probably still enough barley in there that we couldn't take the tins out of the door. He's going to take a look through the beaky hole. Much is in there?
3 rings.
3 rings. So 1, 2, 3. So that one's pretty full.
So he's got 2 rings over there, and there's 3 rings here.
And there's about 1.5 rings in that other one. Okay, we're back in the yard. Bin number 3 is a 6-ring bin, about 3,800 bushels. So let's take a peek. This is going to be where we put all our grain together that we just looked at, and the stuff that Glen found north of the trees. Ugh, it smells like skunk out here. Okay, so not too bad. I'm going to have to use a taller ladder to sweep the insides, and then we'll get to the, Glen and his dad will get to the business of putting the grain together in here. So the reason why we would clean the bin ahead of time is because there's spoilage that happens on the outside edge of the bin. It just happens in every bin. And we don't want to introduce grain on top of that, because that's silly. That's like taking a rotten piece of cheese and putting it in the bottom of your cheese box and then adding new cheese. Alright, so this has been number 3. Critters like to eat the wood. Halfway through bin cleaning day, almost, and came in to say goodbye to the kids. They're headed back to the cabin. Love them. They've been with us since the COVID started in March. See you guys. It is blazing hot. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we started at 6:30 this morning getting those bins cleaned up, and Glenn and his dad were moving the 3 bins of barley in together. I said see you later to the kids. I like to keep busy after they go for a bit, so I was inside. I can't stand in the sun while I'm talking to you. That's just crazy. I was inside just puddling around, cleaning some stuff up, you know, until they text to say that they got there. It's only about an hour and a half from here. And so yeah, I just wanted to show you what it's like for us. This is one of our harvest prep things. We get the bins cleaned up and ready for the grain. The process of cleaning the bins, what's that look like? What's a bin look like? Some of you might not know that. A lot of people that watch my channel are pretty familiar with the farming stuff. But, you know, fixing the bin, sealing up the parts where the mice have chewed through and stuff, so yeah. So there are a handful more bins to do, and I'm not going to bore y'all with filming every single one, because now I think you've got the idea. And the last thing I want to tell you about the potatoes that I froze, if a person was going to go to work to freeze the potatoes and cook them instead of using them fresh, which would possibly work for, say, people like my kids. They don't want to store whole potatoes anywhere. They don't have anywhere, because potatoes don't really store that well in the fridge. What we decided, and I took some video of it, but I'm not going to bore you to death with it, was that the raw potato frozen with the raw peppers and the onions and some oil of your choice, that was the one that worked out. So it did, the potatoes looked a little brown when they started defrosting, but they cooked up really nicely, and I would just dice them smaller, those chunks that I had. I'll try to put a picture up right here. The bags of potatoes that I had, I would cut them smaller so that they cooked faster, was my only complaint. But the texture was great, so everything else was on point. The other 2 potatoes, the baked one and the parboiled, even though I didn't cook them completely, they just kind of got mushy and mealy. So that was what I was hoping not to have happen. So that's why I would suggest, if you're going to do that, personally, I'm going to do that with some raw potato. Just dice them up small. So there you go. Experiment over. Now I know. Hope y'all are having a great day. Thanks for watching.